Hello everyone. My name is Cheryl McNabb, in case you've forgotten. I haven't done videos for a really long time. So I have decided to start off my video channel again. I think it's been about 3 years, by doing a memory decks file for Sandi Nagel on Decor8YourLife for her 8,000 subbies subscribers. So I'll just start that right off by showing that. And I've done a little care package for her. I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm just going to show a loaded envelope that I made for her. So let me adjust the camera a little bit. I'm a little out of practice, so forgive me if it takes me a minute. I have a little bit of a new setup, but let's adjust this as close as we can. I think that is close. This goes down to oops. No laughing. Okay. I think we can see that clearly. There we go. That should be better. Let's get you in the light over here a little bit. So this is the memory decks file I made for her. It says, creativity takes courage. And I just used some flowers and some buttons and some seam binding and packaged it. I've already packaged it. So on the back I just have my name and my YouTube channel, and then the questions that she asked on the back. I've decorated the back a little bit, but you can't see it because I have my card and stuff. So Sandi, if you're watching, please turn off the channel because I kind of like it to be a surprise. Then this is the loaded envelope that I made. This doesn't work very well. I can't see what I'm filming here. So that's a little bit better. This is the loaded envelope that I made. I used a Prima paper package, and I just stuck a little one of those Tim Holtz old-fashioned pins with a little locket and some beads at the bottom with some lace and some trim, some flat back pearls, a little ceramic butterfly, and a little bow, and a wood icon that says "for you." And it has a pocket here, some seam binding, and a little acrylic. It's got a oh my goodness, I've lost my mind. It's got a doily in the back here and a stick pin that I made, and some lace here, and a second pocket that expands. You can see where it expands on the side here. And of course it opens here. I made some pom-poms with the We Are Memory Keepers pom-pom maker, but this is two sizes, the small size and the medium size, but they really came out the same size. So I'm not sure what that was all about. I don't know if it was my trimming, if I went a little crazy with the trimming or what, but that's the loaded pocket, or the loaded envelope rather. And this is the back of the loaded envelope. You can see I did some trim back here and a swirl of some flat back pearls and another pocket here. This is really pretty paper. It's not the Tales of You and Me, it's the, let me see, what is it? Oh, it's the Prima Wild and Free collection. And there's some really subtle butterflies in here. So I thought that paper was really, really pretty. I love butterflies, so. Then to go into the pocket, I just did some goodies. Unfortunately, I've already closed the little envelopes, but I just used some little envelopes and some Martha Stewart doilies to close them up. I can't remember what's in them. But I did like some little metal pieces. I also did, let's see if I can find them over here. I did some little charms. I did some little clothespins. Yeah, these must be the little clothespins, but they all have little different doilies. I wish I could find some more of these. They're kind of hard to find. I think I have a punch about this size, but then all the doilies are the same. This must be the clothespins. So I did a bunch of those. I made some little embellishments and then packaged them with some eyelash trim and a little acrylic button. I hope I'm getting everything in frame here. It's kind of hard for me to see. I'm using my iPhone to film because my camera, I'm not real crazy about it. It's a Logitech, and I think my new iPhone, I have an iPhone 10, I think it takes better pictures. Then I just stuck in some Kane Company white photo corners. I'm going to turn off one of these because I'm getting a shine. I don't think it's that one. I think that's better. I did some little brads from K & Company and just some seam binding and a little paper flower. And I did a keyhole by Melissa Francis with some seam binding. And then I made some little note cards from the collection, just three different designs, and then wrapped them with some seam binding. And I did some wood icon buttons from Prima. And some ribbon slides. These were from my stash, but I always like the ribbon slides, so I stuck those in there too. And this doesn't really go with the collection, but I know that Sandi loves planners, so I made this little cute little peacock on a paper clip, and I thought it turned out so cute. I think I want to make one for myself. It's really cute. I hope it matches one of her planners that she has. And then this will go on it. It's just my stamp created by Cheryl McNabb, and I add some seam binding and a little butterfly, don't know if you can see that, a little butterfly charm. I made a bow with some flat back pearls and some seam binding. It's just on a popsicle stick. I put in some lace with a stick pin that I made, and some eyelash trim with another stick pin that I made. I got these at Michael's. I say the dollar spot. There's no longer a dollar spot at Michael's. But I thought it was a pretty feather with some glitter, and I added some pink seam binding and then one of those Tim Holtz pen nibs, and I thought it turned out really cute. I did some washi tape samples and then packaged it real cute for her. I did an altered key with a Renee's Bouquets butterfly and some tulle and some flowers and seam binding. I thought she could use that on another project. And then I made some felt flowers. And I made her another clip for her. This is one of the Prima clips that's so pretty with the stones. And I just punched out a rose pattern from the paper collection, and I thought she could use that in one of her binders. I made her, took one of these little Prima frames and took one of the cardstock tags. It says, "Let's wander together." I thought that was really cute. And I made her 3 tags. This one says, "Just breathe and have faith that everything will work out for the best." This one was such a pretty picture of just a vintage lady with some seam binding and some flowers and some flat back pearls. And this one says "Dreamer." And then I made her a wand with some rosettes and punched a scalloped circle with a crocheted doily and some flowers, some tulle, and another Renee's Bouquets butterfly with some seam binding. So now I have to see if I can fit it all back in there.